Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today, I will tell you about the action horror and thriller movie called Red Skies. Please sit back and enjoy. A terrorist attack is reported from a plane that wants to make an emergency landing at a Scottish airport. Special military units are brought to the scene immediately. Colonel Drummond is in charge of the team. The colonel contacts the plane and tells them to surrender. The person in the pilot's cabin says that there are no terrorists and that the situation is not what it seems, but no one believes him. At that time, a child comes down from the back of the plane. The soldiers immediately take the child under protection and take him to the doctor, who tells them that the child is in a state of shock and they can't get anything out of him. We go back to the day before Nadja is in a hotel room preparing for her flight to New York, while her son Elias is delivering her suitcases to the staff at the airport. Nadja has a problem with her blood and is on her way to a private hospital in New York for treatment. Passing through the checkpoint, Nadja tells her son to wait here. She goes to the toilet and injects herself with a sedative while her son chats with Fareed and they meet. Nadja comes, picks up her son, and they board the plane. Nadja opens her notebook and remembers old happy memories with her husband during a trip. Their car breaks down and he drives away to help them. Just then a fight breaks out on the plane, and the plainclothes cops immediately intervene. They kill one of the two plainclothes cops. They ask the other one where the other undercover cop is. When they find out where he is, Curtiz kills the other cop with a knife and gives his gun to Berg when the other cop dies. 8-Ball stabs the captive cop to death. Brutally, Nadja senses something is wrong. At that moment, 8-Ball appears on top of the plane covered in blood and points a gun at the passengers and tells everyone to go to the back of the plane. The panic-stricken passengers quickly go to the back, and the co-pilot poisoned the pilot because he was one of the terrorists. Elias tells his mother that there is a secret part of the plane and they can hide there. Elias suddenly jumps out of his seat and runs to the back. Nadja goes after her son, but they realize they are running away, and 8-Ball shoots Nadja with a gun. 8-Ball picks Elias up and puts him back in his seat and tells him to wait here or he will end up like his mother. Lying in a pool of blood, Nadja remembers old memories of her husband not coming to pick them up, so she gets out of the car and follows the tracks in the forest, finds an old house, enters the house, and notices the blood on the floor. Just then, she is attacked by a vampire, immediately closes the door, and encounters her husband's corpse. The vampire bites Nadja's arm, and the sun rises at that moment. The vampire dies there. Nadja hears the sounds of dogs coming from under the plane and goes down to the cargo compartment of the plane to gain strength. Just then, Georgie and Curtiz come there to make a bomb. Nadja hides behind the car. Curtiz goes up, and Georgie starts to prepare. Nadja drinks the blood of one of the dogs to gain strength, and his wounds are spindled. Georgie, who comes to the sounds, sees Nadja. Nadja immediately jumps on Georgie's neck and kills him there. Upstairs, 8-Ball tells the passengers that they are about to jump out of the plane and to stay in their seats, lying that the nerve gas will kill them if they come after them. The terrorists descend into the cargo bay and see Georgie dead with a bite on his neck. They see a large dog loose and think it was him, so they shoot the dog dead. Nadja sneaks upstairs and says that there is no pilot, and if there is someone who knows how to fly the plane, someone gets up and they go to the cockpit together. Nadja waits for the terrorists to jump, and when they jump, she tells them to put the plane on course, but 8-Ball finds Nadja's medicine and realizes that she is alive. They go upstairs immediately and come to the cockpit. Nadja has locked the door. Berg says he will kill someone if he doesn't open the door and shoots one person there and says he will kill many people. If he doesn't open the door, they bring a little girl in, and they count to 3, and just as they are about to shoot, Nadja rushes out and bites Berg's neck. She is about to go after the others when she hears Berg transforming and comes back and kills him with a knife. The terrorists hiding in the cargo hold read Nadja's diary in her bag and realize that she is a vampire, and they need to go upstairs and kill her, so they make a plan and go upstairs. When Nadja arrives to fight them, 8-Ball shines an ultraviolet light in her face, temporarily blinding and weakening Nadja. She climbs on top of Nadja and takes a sample of Nadja's blood with a syringe. When she is done, she stands up and picks up a wooden stake just as he is about to stab Nadja in the heart. His son comes with a gun and points it at 8-Ball. 8-Ball walks over to Elias and tries to take the gun out of his hand with a sudden movement. The gun fires and hits the window of the plane. Suddenly, the oxygen starts to decrease, and 8-Ball quickly escapes to the cargo hold. Nadja immediately goes after him with a gun. but he has locked himself in the bulletproof car, and the bullets that Nadja fires do nothing. 8-Ball injects himself with Nadja's blood to stop him. Nadja pours alcohol into the hole she made in the car window with an iron bar and sets 8-Ball on fire inside the car with a match. The plane's fire suppression system immediately activates and extinguishes the fire. Nadja immediately gets away from there. When the terrorists who land in the cargo area see 8-Ball in the car, they want to take him out. When 8-Ball gets out of the car, he bites his other friends and turns them into vampires. Hearing the sounds below, Nadja says they must not go upstairs and rushes to the door of the cargo bay and tries to lock the door. Farid helps her, but in the meantime he is bitten on the arm. They shoot 8-Ball with a gun and lock the door. Nadja immediately cuts Farid's arm with an axe before the infection spreads. Nadja returns to the cockpit and changes the plane's route back to New York. One of the passengers is seriously injured and about to die. He goes to the cargo hold of the plane to escape and opens the door. He asks 8-Ball to bite him and turn him. 8-Ball kills him there and starts attacking the other passengers. All the passengers panic and run to the cockpit of the plane, but they are all vampires now. Nadja says that if the plane lands, everyone on the plane will wait for nightfall and then get off the plane to make everyone vampire, but they suggest that the remote control to blow up the plane is on the dead Curtiz in the cargo hold. Elias sneaks through a tunnel, and thanks to the ultraviolet light in his hand, he manages to protect the vampires from himself. He immediately takes the phone turned into a remote control from Curtiz, and just as he's about to return, the other vampires attack, and his light falls to the ground, and he immediately hides under the car. 8-Ball, who hears the voices of Elias, goes there and expels the other vampires from there. Just as 8-Ball is about to catch Elias, Nadja catches up and they start fighting 8-Ball hits. Nadja on the ground and bites deep into her neck. Elias, who wants to save his mother, draws 8-Ball's attention to himself, and just as he is about to catch him, he opens the emergency exit door and 8-Ball falls out of the plane. Elias gives his mother his own blood to save her, but when Nadja comes to, she attacks him to drink her son's blood. Protected by the sunlight, Elias bursts into tears and Nadja turns her back and leaves. Elias tells the whole story, but no one believes him, and they say he's in shock. Colonel Drummond orders the operation to begin, but it's already evening, and soldiers surround the plane and enter the plane and arrest Farid as a terrorist. Farid warns them not to go in, but the soldiers don't listen to him and go in, and they are all picked off one by the vampires. Escaping from the soldiers, Elias runs towards the plane. Just as the vampires start to get off the plane, Elias, who makes eye contact with his mother, realizes that his mother is no longer human and makes a sacrifice to prevent the vampire disease from infecting other people by blowing up the plane with the phone in his hand. If you liked the video, please don't forget to subscribe and like it. I need your support very much. Good day.